Determine the number of protons, electrons, and neutrons in an atom of chlorine-37. So whenever you see an element followed by a number, this denotes an isotope. And that number that it's followed by is its mass number. So this is a chlorine-37 isotope, and that 37 is its mass number. If you remember, the mass number is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. This question asks us for the number of protons, the number of neutrons, and the number of electrons in this atom. When something asks you for the number of protons, this is a number that's different for every element, but it's always the same for each individual element. For example, chlorine will always have the same number of protons. If it's chlorine, then it has a specific number of protons. We also call this the atomic number, and the place that you will find that is on your handy-dandy periodic table. So this says we have a chlorine-37 atom. Now the isotopes are not up here on the periodic table, but we can find chlorine right here, number 17. That number 17 is the number of protons. So anytime it asks you for the number of protons or the atomic number, it's the same as the number associated with the element. So we know the number of protons is 17. We know that the mass number is 37, and that's the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So we can just subtract the number of protons from the mass number. So this is the mass number, 37. The number of protons we determined from the periodic table to be 17. So that means if there's 17 protons, it must be 20 neutrons. When we want to find the number of electrons, the key word here is an atom. If it's an atom, as opposed to an ion, if it's an atom, then the number, it means it's electrically neutral. If it's electrically neutral, it means everything that is positively charged will be canceled by something that's negatively charged. If you remember, protons have a positive charge. Neutrons have a neutral charge, and electrons have a negative charge. So for this to be an atom, to be electrically neutral, the number of positive charges, or the number of protons, has to equal the number of negative charges, or the number of electrons. So these two numbers for an atom will always be the same. When we start talking about ions later on in this course, that won't necessarily be true, but anytime it says atom, that will be true. So a chlorine-37 atom will have 17 protons, which we found on the periodic table. The number of neutrons is the mass number, which is given in the isotope number here, minus the number of protons, and the number of electrons is the same as the number of protons.